Okay, very good evening everybody. So we'll be starting off with the business session for today. And there is only one update regarding business session, and I request Toastmaster Sanjana to read out the role takers for next week.
Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. The MC role has been booked by Toastmaster Mamta, and a speech slot has been booked by Toastmaster Raja, and all the other roles are open. Interested members, please contact me. Thank you, and back to you.
That's all from the business session. Over to the Sachin.
Spices are of different flavors and they add to the taste of the food. A very good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. This world is a massive stage upon which we perform the drama of our life. In this drama, seed changes into tall trees, childhood changes into old age, rosy lips and cheeks changes into wrinkled faces, and life changes to death. Change is constant and a part of life that needs to be accepted. In fact, it's the change and the variety that adds spice to our lives. We cannot eat the same food every day. Forget every day, we can't even eat bread and jam same for the breakfast, lunch and dinner. We need a change or a variety, the difference in taste, right? Similarly, we can't wear the same clothes for all kinds of occasions. We have formals, suits for weddings and casual wears, etc. Any activity in life becomes boring and tiring if there is the constant or just the constant way of living life. Engaging in various activities and exploring new things adds richness to our lives. To spice up our meeting today, we have an icebreaker marathon today, and to ensure the smooth conduct of the meeting, I request all the members to put your phones on silent mode, and I'll be giving 10 seconds to do so. Today we have an ebullient person amongst us who is a BCom graduate currently working in PwC. His spice of life is reading books. He is a stock market enthusiast. He is a dog lover, and also he was into theatrics during his college days. Technology is something that fascinates him always. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me welcome our President Toastmaster Gaurav with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavani, and a very good evening to all the Toastmasters and to all the guests present today. I see there are few guests in today's meeting. I request the guests to please raise from where you are seated and introduce yourself to the crowd. I'll be starting off on my right hand.
I'm Venkat, currently studying at RV College of Engineering. I just completed my third sem and I'm doing mechanical engineering.
I come last week, I'm Badrinath here, I am into manufacturing of Agarbatti. So Mr. Veer Badran sir told me to.
Welcome.
Hello everyone, I'm Sachin. So I'm pursuing BCom and CA side. Thank you.
I welcome all the guests and I hope you guys become members. So I jump off with the minutes of the meeting of previous meeting 1212, and I request Toastmaster Pavani to read out the MR.
Once again, a very good evening everyone. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1212 held on 8th of May 2023. Theme, fear, forget everything and write. Word of the week, phlegmatic. The business session started at 6:20 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Gaurav. In the business session, the following point was addressed. On behalf of Vice President Education Toastmaster Sanjana, Toastmaster Gaurav mentioned that all roles were open for the next meeting. Interested members were requested to contact her for the same. The regular meeting started at 6:21 p.m. Acting Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shivaprasad started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Gaurav. President Toastmaster Gaurav opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Ujwal. Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Ujwal spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer Toastmaster Sushruth, Accountant DTM U Bhat, Grammarian Toastmaster Mamata, PP Evaluator Toastmaster Shivaprasad. The prepared speech session had the following speeches. Speaker 1 Toastmaster Shivakumar, attempting Level 1 Project 2, evaluated by Toastmaster Vijay Upendra. Speaker 2 Toastmaster Sanjana, attempting Level 3 Elective, evaluated by Toastmaster Raja. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Dhanush and had 12 speakers in total. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Pavani. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Sanjana, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Raja, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Shivaprasad, Best Role Taker Tapji Toastmaster Shivaprasad, Best Role Taker MTG Toastmaster Ujwal. The President closed the meeting at 8:09, which was followed by the National Anthem. Thank you, and back to you, President.
Now, is there any changes in the MOI? If not, before I open the meeting, the new guest came up, so I just want to just introduce yourself to the club and how you got to know about Toastmasters.
I am Anantram. I stay nearby. I have not been a part of any Toastmasters club, but last month I attended one in IIMB and I was impressed by the support systems and the positive, constructive response that came from the larger group. I want to just absorb the vibes here and then see if I can. I'll be of any use to this particular group, or I can contribute to anything in this group. So I work in Ramaya Medical College as a assistant professor in community medicine. And this is about myself. Good to meet you.
Okay, we have one more guest. So yeah, just introduce yourself to the club.
I am Gaurav. This is my second time to the Toastmasters. Yeah, so I was here last week.
Now I open meeting number 1213. First of all, before I begin, I wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. And a few days back, when I was, there was a thought which came to my head. When I was a kid, I used to be very curious. I was always fond of learning new things or getting to know new things. Now that I have started becoming older, the curiosity behind me is fading away. I started ignoring things, to be precise. When I was a kid, I used to always ask my parents some or the other weird question, and they used to always say no. They didn't know the answer for the question I used to ask. For example, I remember asking this question to my parents when I was a kid. Everyone knows poison, right? So when poison expires, does poison have an expiry date? And if does poison expire, will it become more poisonous? And if it becomes more poisonous, if the person consumes that more poisonous poison, will he die more faster, or will it die in a more suffering way? My parents used to always say, where do you come up with such weird questions or such stupid questions, to be precise? I used to always be wondering, why is this the way it's supposed to happen? How does this happen? If it happens this way, why should it happen only this way? There's so many thoughts used to run in my mind. Now if something I see which is happening, which is very fonding, I used to think, let it be the way it is, why should I bother? Anyway, it's not affecting me or my life, so why should I think about what's happening there? And when I was a kid, I used to always engage in one or the other activity. Maybe try learning new things or find a new hobby, or just pursue the hobby which I have. And now that I've started working from past 2 years, I started living a mediocre life. Wake up at 8 o'clock, just do some exercise, again log in, work till 9 o'clock night, and again sleep, and the cycle used to repeat. I started thinking that my life is boring. I am done with what I am doing. I want to somehow ensure that I start living the life that I was living when I was in college days or in school days. So I ensured that from next future days coming forward, I will start a new hobby, or else maybe try getting back to the hobby which I had before. I always wanted to learn how to cook. Maybe I'll start learning how to cook, or start a new hobby like writing a book or writing poetry, or try reading new books and new journals. As the theme says, variety is the spice of life. As the sergeant told that we humans need variety of food. If we say just have rice for the entire life, of course you can't. Or if they say have roti for the entire life, you can't. Our tongue needs different tastes and varieties of food. The same way, our brain needs different variety of activities to ensure that our brain always is active. So I'm going to ensure that I'm going to engage in more and more activities than saying that my life is boring. So with this, I'd like to introduce the Master of Ceremonies of the day. She is an advocate based in Bangalore. She is into theatre and acted in English and Kannada plays. She loves baking, and I can guarantee she bakes one of the best brownies. I've got a chance to taste the brownies that she had baked. A fun fact about her: if we dress, we wear shoes according to our outfit, but she changes her mobile phone cases according to her outfit. So with a huge round of applause, please help me welcome Toastmasters.
Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Do you know what sets South Indian food apart from the North Indian food or any other region of food in Bangalore? Spice. Exactly. We do not use the same garam masala in every sabzi of ours. Variety is certainly the spice of life. We all can agree on that. Won't you get bored with just one day and test cricket matches? That's why you have a T20 match. We all need variety, whether it comes to food or different aspects of life. Variety is certainly the taste maker of all our lives. In the same way, a man added some variety in the format and the purpose of a non-profit organization. He added public speaking as a criteria, and this was started in the year 1924 at YMCA Santa Ana, California. Now, there are more than 280,000 members across 144 countries with 14,700 member clubs. And the man who started this is none other than Ralph C's Medley, and the club is nothing but Toastmasters. I am proud to say that Mekon Communication Club is one of the most prestigious clubs across the country, and we also have some of the founding members sitting in this meeting like DTM AKP and DTM U Bhat. So let's come back to the functioning of the meeting. For the benefit of the guests, I would like to say that a typical Toastmaster meeting would begin with a prepared speech session where speakers get time to prepare a speech on a subject of their choice according to the guidelines mentioned in the manual, followed by a session that would give you a rush of endorphins. That's the table topic session, where speakers are chosen at random and they are given a topic to which they have to respond immediately. Then finally we have an elaborate session of general evaluation. This is the session where the speakers and the proceedings of the meeting are evaluated by a general evaluator. In order to cater to this meeting, there is a task force which comprises of a variety of roles that are carried out in order to enhance the quality and the level of the meeting. The Tab G team, as they are popularly called. Beginning with the timer, can we please have DTM K Prabhakara to talk about the role?
time is something that is costing. Time is decided based on how much money it takes to do a job. More so in case of IPL, for example, the advertisements are rated or costing is based on how many seconds the advertisement is going to be there in front of in the TV. So here also time is valued, and in terms of 5 to 7 minutes or 1 to 2 minutes. And project speech session has a timing of 5, 6 and 7 minutes, 5 minutes green card, then for 6 minute yellow card, 7th minute red card. At 7.5 minutes, most probably one bell will be there like this. And in the case of table topics, it is 1 to 2 minutes, 1 minute green, 2 minute yellow, and 2.5 minutes red. And there will be, after that, at 3rd minute there will be a bell. So this is the way I will approach the table topics. Over to Master Semis.
Thank you very much, K Prabhakara. Followed by the R counter, that is Toastmaster Pavani.
Once again, a very good evening, everyone. There are a variety of inappropriate interjections that we use during our speech, which does not spice up our speech in any which ways. The purpose of an R counter is to discern any overused words such as and, well, but, so, and, you know, and the filler sounds may be etc. So that this helps the speaker to articulate his speech in a better way, and will give and I'll give my report during the general evaluation. Thank you, and back to you, MC.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pavani. And next we have the PP Evaluator, Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator, DTM Udanka. Can you please give an overview of your role?
Thank you. As we all know, we have few guidelines to follow. Please enter and exit only during applause. Do not talk about sex, religion or politics. Please avoid crosstalks. And finally, please put your phones on silent mode, and I'll be giving my report at the end of the session. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. And next we move on to the Grammarian, that is Toastmaster Sushruth.
So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. When I was taking coaching for my CFA classes, our mentor used to tell something. He used to explain a concept, and he used to ask us to comment I pass in the comment section if we understood the subject. So when he once when he explained the concept and he asked us to comment down, one of the students forgot to type P in I pass. So that led to a disaster, right? So in a language, even a letter plays a very important role. So as a grammarian for the day, I'll be noting down all the good and not all the good usages and also the not so good usages in your speech. And I'll be giving my the word of the day is discern. It is noted down on the board there. The meaning is to see or notice something. So I'll be having my discern on the word of the day. Please do use it as much as possible, and I'll be giving my reports when called upon. Back.
Thank you, Grammarian. Now let's get the wheels rolling without any further delay. Let's start with the icebreaker marathon. Before we begin the first speech, can we have the evaluator, that is DTM Subramanyam, to read about the project guidelines?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjana. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker, Toastmaster Sanjana in particular. Today I will be evaluating the debut project of the first time speaker here. The speaker will be speaking, she'll be delivering a 4 to 6 minute speech with the below project objectives. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. As I already mentioned, the time is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best, Toastmasters Sanjana. Over.
Thank you, Evaluator. The speaker is an 18-year-old chirpy girl who wants to study law and conquer the world. Someone I share my name with. And as the Evaluator said, it is her debutant role. So with a huge round of applause, can we please welcome Toastmaster Sanjana.
Good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters and all the esteemed guests who are present here. It happens to be that you guys have chosen the most experienced one to go first. But anyways, for all those who don't know, I'm Sanjana Rao. I was born on the 9th of October 2004. I am 18 years old and I have a younger sibling who's 12 years old, and I happen to be born in a family that is full of engineers and doctors who do nothing else as a profession. And that also is the birthplace of all my problems. So as I was born, I apparently opened my eyes as soon as I was born, and that was an indication of high IQ or something. So that was where all the expectations began. So when my dad found out about this, he tried to put me to the best of the best schools. I studied in Kumarins for 13 years, and that was not an easy journey. My dad met with the principal at least once a month, and he used to name it the appointment. And by the time I entered my 10th grade, he had lost all hopes of me becoming either an engineer or a doctor. So COVID happened to hit, and I got good grades, and that was when all their hopes were reborn. And one day as I was applying to all these art colleges, my mom walked up to me and she said, "Don't worry, Sanjana, I put you in Allen and NPS integrated, you're doing PCMB." And I went on for doing science for about 6 months, and that was so bad that one day I walked up to my mom and I said, "I'm not going to school." And I literally stopped going to school. And they could do nothing else, so they pulled me out and they put me to a commerce-only college called Transcend PU. And I joined Transcend like 2 weeks before the final 11th grade board exams, and I happened to clear that with good grades. I don't even know how, but Transcend had a problem with that. I'm so sure it was the statistics teacher. But anyways, fast moving on to my 12th grade, I had an aggregate of 46% attendance. And my teachers, they were not angry. They were quite literally just worried. They were worried that I wouldn't be able to write my 12th board exams. So again, moving on, I got 92% in my 12th board exams, and that came as a shocker to everyone because I tried to make up for all the time I missed out in my 11th grade. I was very interested in festing, so I did about 7 fests in my 12th grade. I teach karate. I'm a black belt in karate. I sing classical music. I play the veena. I'm a long distance marathon runner, and during my free time, I try to give back as much as I can to the society. I've taught in 3 government schools. I've worked in 4 NGOs till now, and I do a lot of munning. I've been munning since I was in 9th grade. I do a lot of Model United Nations, public debates, moot courts, and all this led to my interest in law. This helped me pursue law as a career. And coming back to Transcend gave me, it was a decision that I don't regret at all. I know it was very hard for me to adjust from CBSE to state, but it gave me with morals and values that I wouldn't have been able to learn if I stayed sheltered in a CBSE school. So I would thank Transcend for that. And One more perk of dancing was that it introduced me to Toastmasters. Although I couldn't be part of Toastmasters in my college, I learned about it. And I learned about Mekon from my relative who was a president here, I think. And if you guys want to know more about me, I will be there. Thank you.
Wow, now I discern that we both share the same name. We share the same alma mater, that is Kumarins. We took up PCMB and I also learned Veena. Moving on to the next speaker. She is a data analyst at GWFM, someone who likes to travel to new places, and her dream is to travel all over the world. Someone who loves going to the gym. Weight training and Zumba are her favorite activities, and also her hobbies include reading books, playing and watching lawn tennis. With a huge round of applause, can we please welcome Toastmaster Mehjabin.
You cannot always get what you want. If you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. Most of the people experiences their character-defining moment when they go through some sort of rejection or failure after putting a lot of effort on something that they really wanted. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Today, I'll be giving my icebreaker speech, which is a chance for me to introduce myself. For those who don't know, my name is Mehjabin. Like all of you, I am a person made up of past experiences. And I'm here today because this particular experience will make me a better person tomorrow. I work as a data analyst at startup called GWFM, growing up with amazing parents and 3 siblings from Odisha, a state known for its tribal cultures and its many ancient Hindu temples. I'm youngest in my family and I love to eat good foods, and at the same time I love to go to gym and burn out those calories. How many of you liked Maggie as a child? I still remember how extremely I used to get impatient if I came back from school and my mom hadn't prepared Maggie yet. I would annoy her every minute just to ask if it was ready. And the moment she said yes, I was literally jump out from the sofa and go to run to the kitchen just to grab the hot bowl of Maggie, and barely giving it enough time to cool down. I was so possessive about my Maggie, even if my sister asked for half of a spoon, I was like, sorry, but not sorry. This is my Maggie. I don't want to share because I do a little struggle for it. This is so much funny to think. Looking back, this is so much funny to think that how possessive I was on something as simple as Maggie. But this has carried out over time in a positive way. It helped me to stay focused and driven on my goals. Being the youngest in the family, everyone expects you to copy your older sibling. And I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of that, so I decided to be opposite of her, and not for longer period of time, of course. Well, I always wanted to become a doctor. After putting my 2 years of effort getting to NEET, which is a competitive examination for MBBS and BDS, I couldn't get there, and that was definitely heartbreaking moment for me. That is when I did copy my sister and did the same graduation in the same stream what she has done. While doing my graduation, some of my relatives asked me, your sister already doing a high pay scale job, you're still studying. That doesn't mean just to make them happy. I would have flown from 4th semester to 8th semester and went out looking for high pay scale job and make them happy. I always waited for the right time. After getting my college degree and landing my first job, to start seriously and enjoying the life, I thought I would be automatically good at my job and magically have tons of meaningful relationships and just be happy. Like all you know, this is not how life goes, and this is not how exactly it went for me. So that leads me why I am here. Because I'm at the point I'm finding a purpose in my life to be passionate about. Because it's never too late to work on it. I want to have a better communication skill. I want to take more of initiative. I want to overcome challenges and grow myself from them. I want to have more self-discipline and proud of the life that I am living and enjoying every ups and downs. Given all the things that I want, I decided I'm going to a well-known expert in my field and giving talks at the conferences around the world, helping businesses and people finding solution to their problems. Even if I don't reach to that point ever, I would never forgive myself if I didn't try. So I decided I will shoot high, which would make me pretty happy. So with that, I would conclude my speech with a saying, greatest success comes from having a freedom to fail, because I dug deeper, worked harder, got better, and became stronger. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was such an inspiring speech, and you're definitely an epitome of strength. Just to clarify, as this is an icebreaker speech, the guidelines are the same. In order it to not be repetitive, I did not call the previous evaluator. And there was a third speaker, but unfortunately due to client meetings, he could not make it on time. So let's quickly jump to the exciting session called the table topic session. And the table topic master has a very interesting personality. She is currently working in HRD at Infocon. Someone who has done her diploma in counseling skills from Banjara Academy. She also has performed various mono acts and drama skits in her office annual events. And an interesting trivia about her is that she recently checked her bucket list by gate crashing a wedding. So with a huge round of applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Jyothi.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Sanjana. Good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. No doubt, variety is essential, be it for food, clothing, season, relationship, or emotions. They just spice up our days. For the benefit of the guest, I shall give the members a topic at random, for which they will come up to the lectern and speak for 2 minutes of time. I urge the members to utilize your entire 2 minutes. And if not able to speak, please stay behind the lectern to discern the importance of these 2 minutes. By the end of the session, I assure you, you will have varieties of topics with varied thoughts that will sizzle your evening. So let's start. My first topic is, would you buy gold as an ornament or an investment? Would you buy gold as an ornament or investment? Goes to Toastmaster Pavani.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that topic. Would I buy gold as an ornament or as an investment? Maybe 50-50. I will buy gold even for the ornament because girls like jewelries. So, and also as an investment because we know the gold rates are increasing, and also it's very important to invest in gold as well. Yeah, that's the take on my topic. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavani. 50-50 is always the best bet. My next topic is, tell us about the flying bike you own. Tell us about the flying bike you own. That goes to Toastmaster Sushruth. Yes.
About the flying bike I own. Which one can I say? I have hundreds of them. Actually. I'll take flying bike as dreams I can. Because they are the ones that fly in our mind, right? You want to reach there. So one of my dream I want to achieve is as a person who is working in a mutual fund distributor, I want to start my own PE funds, that is private equity, where the fund manager collects money from the investors in bulk and invest in startups that makes money. So I want to start that as soon as possible. That is the flying bike I have now. I got many. We can discuss that in the networking break I think. And back to
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushruth. Well, that was a very well take about flying back as a flying dreams. So moving on, what was your greatest learning as a student? What was your greatest learning as a student, Toastmaster Shivaprasad?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that wonderful topic. Very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. What was my biggest learning as a student? Well, one thing I definitely know after 10 years of school, 2 years of pre-university, and then degree and then post-graduation is that there is a lot more than just study. Right? I remember in school people used to skip games periods which you would have in Kumarans once in a week probably, and the other games period would be to do this. Which is also a waste of time again, because the school wants to save funds on sporting equipment. Students will break it, so we have only one games period a week. Well, as a student, in India you might say parents pressure you to study more, get more marks. As Sanjana said, go to Allen. If not Allen, go to Akash. If not that, if you go to Commerce, go to JK Shah. If not JK Shah, go to Yash's. Go somewhere, do some professional course and bang your head studying hours and hours together. While at the end of the day, you end up as somebody without any intelligence quotient. You might just become book smart, right? You might not become as high IQ as Sanjana S. Instead of just sticking to your books, I would say anybody who is still a student, you can be a student at any age. Forget about what other people are saying. Do the things that you consider that matter the most. Instead of just sticking to the books, sticking to the curriculum, or if you are doing any course, think about, yes, I want to clear that exam, but let me see what I can take back from this, what I can learn from this. That is the only way that as a student, what you study will stick to you, stick to your mind. And if you study for the exam, right, I can tell you I have studied for professional exams. People here have studied for professional exams. As soon as the exam is over, 1 week done, you forget everything. Right? So study for the sake of study, not just clearing the exam, but remembering what you've studied. I would say that is my biggest learning as a student. What are the table topics?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivaprasad. Very well said. Life through it's a learning point. We always have to learn. We always have opportunities to learn something or the other and to remember them. My next topic is, in your next life, when you're reborn, what would you want to be? In your next life, when you are born again, what would you want to be? A bird or a tree? A bird or a tree, and why? This goes to Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome, guests. My next life, I would like to be bird. I don't want to be tree. The reason behind that is, bird has an ability to fly, to reach various different dimensions in the sky, which tree cannot do. That is the advantage of it. Second part is, by flying from one tree to another tree, I have a relationship with trees also. By becoming a bird, I am achieving twin objectives like. So my take is, it's always better to be a bird so that I can sing and make others happy. Wherever people come to the forest, see me flying, they will be looking at me, say that so fantastically it is flying, they will feel happy about it. Whenever I sing, then they feel happy about it. Whatever might be the reincarnation, we should take that whoever we come across, make them happy, make their life happy. That should be the objective, no matter what the present life and the future life or the past life is all about. Thank you, and back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. Well, in a nutshell, you put it across. Whatever life, whichever time, make others happy. Well, to make others happy, my next question is, what cause would you volunteer for and why? What cause would you volunteer and why? Goes to Toastmaster Ravikumar.
Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Volunteering for any assistance, help, or for a need, it can be anything. I don't say that I have a channelized thought that I will volunteer only for this purpose if there is a call for it. The help can be numerable. Anybody wanting assistance for even a drop, you're moving and that person is walking, his vehicle is in trouble, for whatever it is, you're willing to give him a drop. Somebody wants financial assistance, you can help. Somebody is ill and there is nobody to take care of. You volunteer and you take care, you go to the hospital, whatever needs and other things are required are met. Likewise, there are innumerable help that our fellow human beings require, known and unknown sometimes. So it is not necessary that I choose only for this. My help is volunteer, my help is generous, willing, and for any situation. Most of the time, which I have already done, I'll tell you, I think I have managed those situations. I have also received some kind of acknowledgement and gratitude of such situations that I have managed so far. So that's it, and back to Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravikumar. Very well said. Volunteering need not be for a cause or for a purpose. It could be all the time, every time, anywhere. So moving on to the next question. Would you prefer a fat big wedding or a registered marriage? Would you prefer a fat big wedding or a registered marriage? goes to Toastmaster Ujwal. Would you prefer fat, big wedding or a registered marriage?
Alright, a very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my esteemed guests. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving me this topic. Alright, will I ever choose a fat pig, enjoyable celebration marriage or just a registered marriage? Obviously, everyone, I don't know about everyone, but then if you ask me, I'll only marry once, so I'll definitely go for, very enjoyable, with full of celebration marriage. Because, just in the registered marriage, there will be no celebrations. Yeah, there will be celebrations, but you can't call your relatives, your friends, as much as you can't make it as a huge crowd. So I'll definitely go up with full of celebrations, with having Sangeet, and since I'm a dancer, Sangeet is very much important in my marriage. So yeah, this is my take on the topic. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujwal. Wow, your wedding is really going to be fun with music and dance. Well, we look forward for it. My next question is, if life was underwater for us humans, how would it be? To Toastmaster Udanka, DTM Udanka.
Thank you for the topics master. How would life be if we have all been underwater? I recently came across a quote saying that fish cannot see water. So on the same Facebook post, I saw people messaging or commenting that, is it if fish cannot see water, can it see air, and is it vice versa? Because we humans can see water, is it vice versa? So I could relate to this now because no matter where human beings are, we are known to make people things dirty around, and especially our community. So wherever we are, either it is on the land or inside the water, we'll make it dirty anyways. But my vision would be not to make it dirty and to make it more cleaner, because though we stay on the land, we are making water dirty. So if we are going to water, it will be obvious that we'll make water also dirty, and also the land which we are living also dirty. So that's how we have been built up. But if we have to recreate and start living underwater, that is the main focus. What we'll be having is not to dirty the place or keep an hygiene around us, so that we can live in the fresh water. Obviously, we cannot live in the seas or oceans because they are salty. I will make sure that we are living in the fresh water, that we have enough of oxygen or hydrogen to breathe. And I see you should know what fishes breathe, because I'm very bad at chemistry and biology. So as per understanding, water is H2O, so that considering hydrogen and oxygen is what they breathe here. So that's where we can work on making our water fresh and hygiene, so that even we can stay, and if fishes want to drink that, we can do that. With that, back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Udanka. Well, I go along with you because I'm also poor with chemistry or biology, for that matter any science. That is my fantasy is to be inside the water, live inside water. My next topic is one lie you grew up with. Talk to us about one lie you grew up with. Goes to DTM U Bhat.
Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. There are not one lie, there are several lies we grow up with. Maybe one lie which comes to my mind is my father had a notion that engineers are, some special species. They'll be always with a screwdriver and a hammer, always tightening some things or loosening something and that kind of thing. And somehow he felt that I am not that engineering material by any chance. it is all the time it's not possible at all. So this fellow is not fit for engineering. He said, also you go to BCom. It so happened that I was not eligible for joining, Mangalore, going to Mangalore, because we are not allowed from Kerala. After I completed SLC, I was not allowed. Our SLC was not recognized by Karnataka government. So perforce I got admission in a commerce in Kerala college. So I was thinking, okay, my fate is sealed. I'm going to be a commerce, maybe a BCom or a CA or whatever. But as things turn out, then we are again made eligible to join Karnataka colleges, and I took PCM in Central Oasis. I completed in PCM I got high ranks. I went to NITK Surat. I completed my engineering. Even today, I don't believe that, of course, my father was one way right, that I may not be good in screwdriver, tightening and all that, but engineering doesn't require that you should be good at your hands. It is not necessary. Sensing is something different. You learn something about analytical skills. As a mechanical engineer, you learn about so many things. It's probably the widest branch I can imagine. Everything around the world. You're so interesting and learning. So for that, there is one lie which I believed, at least is not my lie. It was my father's lie. But I became a successful engineer. I ultimately joined MICON. I even worked there for more than 35 years. And no time I felt that I was not the right person to become an engineer. I am considered in the engineering fraternity as may not be a great engineer, but definitely a reasonably good engineer. So for engineering, there's one lie. Probably my father was proved wrong, and ultimately I went on to become a successful engineer. That's one lie which I grew up with, which I probably proved otherwise with my engineering education. Back to Mike.
Thank you, DTM U Bhat. Well, I really take that. Many a times, theory and practicals are two different sides of the coin. So we could be good in either in one or both. My next topic is, what is your preference? My next topic is, what is your preference? Table topic or prepared speech? Table topic or prepared speech, and why goes to Toastmaster Gaurav.
A very good evening once again to all Toastmasters. So I always prefer prepared speech over a table topic because I can decide what I want to talk about. If I want to give a humorous speech, I would come up with a humorous speech. But if in case I get a table topic as I got now, I'm stuck in a dilemma to talk about what is given. I can't go out of the box is what I feel. So I would always prefer prepared speeches over table talk. And second reason why I choose prepared speeches is because, as we all know, that Toastmasters International website has many projects. I can choose what I want to talk and what I want to talk about. That is the second reason. And of course, being a prepared speaker, you will get an opportunity to talk for 5 to 7 minutes, but when it comes to table topics, you get only 1 or 2 minutes. And yeah, there will be situations where you'll be in a situation where you have no more thoughts to talk about in table topic like as I'm doing right now. But when it comes to prepared speeches, you're the one who has written the speech. Even if you forget what you're saying, the audience may not know, he has forgotten or he is not going according to his script. But when it comes to table topic, when I fumble a bit, they'll get to know that I'm struggling as I'm doing right now. So the use on the plus, back to the table topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Well, I would choose table topic because 7 minutes of speech would require so much of practice. This doesn't. My next topic is a fantasy life you want to live. A fantasy life you want to live goes to DTM K Prabhakara sir.
Madam, table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. A fantasy life or a fancy life. I'm not enamored by any of these. But when I look at it in a realistic way, I always admired something that radically changed the world. I wish I were to be that person. If at all I need to live, I would say in Edison, which I cannot be because I have visited industrial lab of Edison. I made it a point to visit that. It's a remarkable place. The kind of tries that he has made to make a simple, what we consider simple GLS lamp, general lighting service lamp, is remarkable kind of effort. Or a 78 RPM record, before that what kind of tries he made. So this is one side of it. You may not even know that, for example, Edison was the one who came up with the Portland cement that we know, we build the buildings today. So these are the things. Another person is that the one I really would have liked to be, if at all fantasying about it, is that a person like an Einstein or a Newton. Einstein is that he visualized an unusual thing, like as simple as if I drop this, we are sure that it is going to fall down. Everyone knows, but knew. And this is, gravity was not explained for 200 years after Newton. And it was completely, properly, squarely, mathematically proven by Einstein. And that too through an observation, a calculation. And he was gifted. That extended something beyond when he came up with the concept of general relativity. That world is different, but there he came up with the another dimension beyond XYZ we live in. That is time-space and time-space continuum. And that concept of geometry he got from one of his classmates on Riemann. And he said, why don't you explore that kind of a geometry? So that opened up another world altogether. Can you believe that if I hold a big bed sheet, on that if I put a short put heavy material like earth, it makes a dent. And because of that dent, all objects gets attracted toward the center of the earth. Can you believe that? But that concept, he had to be out of the box. That's what, if at all something like that, if I can be doing that, it's a fantasy, but I cannot. But that little thought itself is very uplifting. Over to table topic, master.
Thank you, Jyothi and Prabhakara sir. I really attended a science class just now, and it was fun, which wasn't during my school days. My last question is the memorable birthday celebration. The memorable birthday celebration. Any of the guests can volunteer for this?
Thank you, table topic master. And the memorable birthday I ever had was during my childhood, where I used to wait for people to come give me gifts more than cutting the cake. So yeah, there was some kind of cheer and enjoyable moments which I usually preferred, like people would come, gather around, wish happy birthday and sing the song. But now I don't see anything as such as of now. I just see birthday just a number of age I grew up on. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sachin.
Yes.
Thank you, Sachin. Well, of course, birthdays are more for the gifts than anything else. And with this, I think we all had a fun-filled table topic session. And over to the MC, Toastmaster Sanjana.
Thank you very much, table topic master, Toastmaster Jyothi. Well, you certainly lived up to my words. You have an intriguing personality, and we saw that through your very interesting line of table topics. Next, we have our third speaker, a fellow South Bangalorean, an alumni of BIT, and a principal consultant at Cent Edge Solution, and also our debutant speaker today, Toastmaster Surya. Can we have a huge round of applause?
Good evening Toastmaster friends. So first of all, I sincerely thank the club for making me part of this very esteemed organization. Okay, I am very proud to it, and I would like to thank Ujwal, who had helped me to onboard during the asking a lot of questions. He had helped me out, and thanks Sanjana for being my mentor. So I'm very happy to be part of this icebreaker session. And while I introduce myself, I would also like to tell about the learning, which is not a destiny, but it is a continuous process which I have been adopting over my career. To tell about me, my name is Surya Prakash. I am 43 years old. I'm from South Bangalore. So I relished this part of the Bangalore because of the Darshnis, the Lal Bagh, the Vidyarthi Bhavan, the authentic Bangalore, which I really enjoy. Okay. And of course, there's a lot of greenery which has come down, but it was much better Bangalore long back. So my wife is from Sri Lanka, and I am blessed with 2 daughters, and we are based in Bangalore. Basically, I am a mechanical engineer from BIT, passed out in 2001. After my engineering, I did a flurry of courses. Like I tried a lot of things. Somebody was doing C, I started doing C. Somebody was studied uni graphics, I started doing that. But ultimately, I landed into the apparel industry, and I joined as an industrial engineer. I have also completed my MBA from IIM Kozhikode, and I am also a Six Sigma Black Belt from ASQ. So initial part of my career, it was like I had this intuition of doing things differently. I went around cutting the tables, working on spreadsheets, doing new things. Basically, I was challenging the status quo. So in this journey, I had a lot of failures, a lot of embarrassments from my colleagues, from my seniors, a lot of discouragements. But definitely, it has what has given me the growth, or the small gains. There were a lot of big gains. This is how I started. So one of my friends always used to say, people who don't try new things, or people who don't do new things, they will never fail. Okay. The person who does new things only goes wrong, and there's a whole lot of learning process. So after that, I got an opportunity to set up factories. Why specifically is like I've been in and around Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra. We set a lot of apparel factories, like 3,000 people, 4,000 people in one campus. This has given a lot of personal satisfaction to me, because it's a lot about women empowerment, giving employment to people who are in need. So the entire culture of I remember Madhur very well. It's like you see that it's a very hot place. People are very but this industry changed the way the district was. Okay, that's how the cultural change we were able to bring in. So after that, I was looking at doing something on my own, and the entrepreneurial bug bit me. In 2020, I left my comfortable job, and I joined my current company called Redesign Apparels along with my friend Muthu. So we are basically a domestic brand called Feathersoft, and Alphabet and Cleo, and we are pan-India. So we've been doing well. Apart from that, I am also a principal consultant from Centered Solutions, which was founded in 2021. So this basically helps organizations to grow profitably, and through my experience, we are able to engage with them, and I meet a whole lot of people, and it's a lot of learning experience for me as well. So why my motivation to join the Toastmasters Club is purely because now I would like to become more of a coach and a mentor to people. So in this, I would like to improve my communication skills, the way I communicate to people, the way I connect to people. I do meet a lot of CEOs and directors, and I also meet people who are on the shop floor, who are as low as educated like 5th standard, 3rd standard. There's a whole lot of people, and people are somebody from Andhra, somebody from Tamil Nadu, suddenly I go to Rajasthan. So I am actually facing this challenge. So I am part of this club to upgrade myself, to make me a better speaker, better person, better communicator. That's what has motivated me. I'm very confident with the diverse audience and the diverse networking we have. Definitely it's going to be a great value addition to me. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for it. And apologies to Sanjana for being late.
Toastmaster Surya for a well-delivered icebreaker. We now end the first half of the meeting, and can we now have a networking break of 10 minutes? It is now 7:27. Can we all assemble back to the hall by 7:37? Thank you. Welcome back to the second session of the meeting. So, I would like to introduce someone having a very vibrant personality. She likes to read and play veena, enjoys traveling, and engineer by education. She has started her entrepreneurial journey after years in the software industry. A fellow Kumaranite, she eagerly looks forward to Monday evenings and learning the art of speaking with the purpose and impact with Toastmasters. With a huge round of applause, can we please welcome Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you, Madam MC. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and all the esteemed guests. Dr. Rupling said, the spice of life is the mixture of different experiences that come our way. Without variety, life would be a dull and uninteresting journey. I would tend to agree. Would you? Yes. Yes. So the spice of my Monday evenings is this Toastmaster session. A great set of speeches, a fun round on table topics, all brought together by our talented MC, resulting in interacting and fun session. For the benefit of guests, the general evaluation session that we are going to about start now is a review of the evening's proceedings. We take the time to reflect on what went well and make some observations on what could be better. So let's dive in. The meeting started at 6:21. I think it's very good, considering that we were only 5 minutes. So kudos to everybody on that. A brief business session by the president involved announcements by Toastmaster Sanjana regarding next week's role taking. That was the MC role has been booked by Toastmaster Mamta, one speech slot by Toastmaster Raja, and the remaining slots are open. So invitations to everybody who wants to take up roles. Next we had the Sergeant at Arms. Variety is the spice of life, but sometimes it's best to stick to the classics. What a wonderful example of Sergeant Toastmaster Pavani is. Every time she comes up here, she has her own take on the theme. Today, I really liked what she said. She said, the world is a stage on which we live the drama of life. And there are many changes. So life changes to death, change is constant, she observed. And she also brought about the need for variety relating to the theme today. She said that we cannot eat the same food every day. We cannot wear the same clothes day after day. We need variety. And she brought in the need and the value of variety. She also used the word of the day. Now she also had a very nice way of asking us how to silence our phones, and a new way of introducing the president by using the theme, by talking about the different variety of things he does. So excellent job to the Sergeant of Arms, what you do week after week. So let's give her a huge round of applause. The ballot has been sent out, so I request all of you to take 5 seconds and vote for best speaker and best table topic speaker. Okay, so moving on. Next we had the presidential address by Toastmaster Gaurav. He introduced all the guests. We had a few guests today. It was really nice to see. Venkat, Anantram, Apurva, Sachin. Who did I leave out? Did I leave out anybody? Welcome to all the guests, and I hope that you really consider becoming members soon. We would love to have you in our club. The presidential address was in his usual inimitable style. It has a personal touch as always. He talked about his childhood, about how he has curiosity about things. When he was a kid, asked all kinds of questions, but then he observed that his personality changed as he grew up, and he kind of settled into the mundane. And he also talked about how he wants to change things by adding variety. And as president, he kind of gave us a guideline and said, if you want variety, then add new activities, because the brain needs new activities to stay refreshed and rejuvenated. So excellent. Thank you, and big round of applause to the president. Next we have the secretary, Toastmaster Pavani again. She's taken on multiple roles today. She read out the minutes of the meeting. Now, every time she comes here, it is very easy for us to discern her ability to summarize the meeting in exactly 2 minutes. It's crisp and all events are covered, all decisions taken are conveyed, and all the minutes of the meeting go through without any kind of debate about it. So that shows her ability as a secretary to do this week after week. Excellent job. Well done, Pavani. Please give her a big round of applause. Next, we move on to the prepared speech session. Before we begin, I would like to ask all the evaluators if you had received guidelines of the project that you are evaluating.
Yes.
Yes? Thank you. The first speech today was by Toastmaster Sanjana Rao. It was an icebreaker. I invite the evaluator DTM Subramanyam to provide his evaluation of Toastmaster Sanjana's speech titled Expectation versus Reality. DTM Subramanyam.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker, Toastmaster Sanjana. Public speaking, when we make a debut, it's all about introducing ourselves to the club, exploring the public speaking skills which we already have, and learning what we need additional to make a good impact and continue our journey. So Toastmaster Sanjana, I really liked the fact that you started off on a very high energetic note, mentioning about your own family background, and we also got to know that you are a multifaceted personality, well versed with black belt karate, classical music. You also play veena, and you have been well versed in being part of different fests, and also you have worked in NGOs. So we got a chance to have a peek at your own personality, and I think now after your speech we know you a little bit better. Kudos to you. I think throughout this speech, what I really liked additional with respect to your personality is that you all made it very much seamless. It was a storytelling. I think you are it's a fort which you like, and I think this is much evident in your speech. So it was not never a boring moment when we were hearing your speech, and kudos to you on being a great storyteller in your public speaking debut. As every speech needs feedback that can add value to speaker, I would like to share a few inputs to you, if I may, so that you can take this level, this speech to next level when you speak here on the stage next time. So first of all, the speech objective said that it is a balance between preparation and spontaneity. It is not a feedback per se, I would say. It was more like it was my observation that your speech was more about spontaneous rather than preparation. So I think that's something which you can take note of. And also I would like to mention here that one of the key points of the objectives from this speech is about you mentioning whether you had if you have any goals with respect to public speaking or leadership when you join Toastmasters. Maybe you can also share those aspects in front of the public audience. So we would also be interested to know about that. That is something maybe you would have thought about during this speech. Apart from that, I felt that your speech was going on a great level. The end, you mentioned that I am related to a past president of the club, and if you want to know more about me, you pointed out like this, and immediately you close your speech. Maybe I would have liked you if you wanted to, if you could have ended with a quote or something which you feel very close to. That is something which you would have looked forward to. So apart from that, a great debut in your public speaking journey. All the best for your future speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Subramanyam, for that excellent evaluation. I think as an evaluator, you told her what the speech was about, which is excellent. You told her that it was about exploring the public speaking skills and what we can learn and move on, so that you really set up the tone for that evaluation. You said, this is what we are going to tell you, and this is how we think it might be useful to you. You put it in 2 different points. You brought out all the positive points of the evaluation. You congratulated her on her many achievements and her ability to tell a story, which is great because this is her debut speech. You also told her that there were no boring moments, and I completely agree, because we were looking forward to what she was going to say next. And also to add value, as you so rightly put it, to add value to the speaker, you said that you thought that the speech had more spontaneity than preparation, which is somewhat okay, I feel, because it's an icebreaker. We are talking about ourselves. A lot of spontaneity comes through in that speech. And I think as a speaker, for you, that may be a great advantage, especially as a table topic speaker, or even when you come here for prepared speeches. That is not necessarily a minus or even something to, I think that's what he was saying, that please note that this icebreaker speech has more spontaneity than preparation, which is great feedback. And also he said, what are the goals? What are the goals for your Toastmaster journey here? Which would be nice, but I invite you to share those in the upcoming speeches as well. So all in all, a great evaluation. I think you have given the speaker both plus points, encouraged the speaker, and also given her a way forward to work on a couple of points. So great evaluation. Even though I am not supposed to evaluate the speaker, I wanted to congratulate Toastmaster Sanjana Rao on her icebreaker speech and starting your journey here at Toastmasters. Thank you for introducing us to your wonderful personality. You have done so much at such a young age. So I have such a long list here. Karate, classical music, marathon, teaching. Kudos to you, more power to you. And I love the ending though. I mean, I might differ from others, but you said if you want to know anything more about me, I'll be here. That's a great way to network. So I thought that was a great ending. So excellent job by the speaker and the evaluator. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Moving on to the second speech. The second speech was by Toastmaster Mehjabin. I invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Ujwal, to provide evaluation of Toastmaster Mehjabin's speech titled Learn to Embrace Randomness.
Good evening once again. First of all, congratulations Toastmaster Mehjabin for successfully completing your first ever speech in your Toastmaster journey. Today I would like to evaluate the speech based on 3 aspects, that is what you excelled at, what you can work on, and what you can challenge yourself for your future speeches. Coming to my evaluation, what a great start you had by starting your speech by a quote. From that very first quote, you just grabbed the audience attention throughout the speech. So kudos to you on that effort. You also sprinkled humor in your speech, which will definitely make audience enjoy your speech a lot. And from this, you just sprinkle spice in the way you look at the life. So this made us clearly understand you as a person. So next, in order to call it as an icebreaker speech, your speech must include 3 major aspects, that is family, interest, and profession. So in your speech, you really showed us your variety of interest and profession. But I discerned that you didn't speak more about your family. As in, you could have spoken more about your parents' profession and also about your siblings. So this would have made us able to understand better as your family is concerned. But then you really did a wonderful job where your speech was very well structured, I would say. Coming to what you can work on is that this was your speech, and everyone out there who stand behind the lectern will be having some fear in them, right? So you are not different from all of these members who stand behind the lectern. So you are also same with having some fear when you stand behind the lectern. So it is absolutely fine to have fear in your, that too, the very first speech, but then you doesn't have to tell sorry for that, because everyone will have some fear, so that's absolutely fine. Next, how we can overcome is that before starting your speech, you just take up a few seconds in order to get comfortable behind the lectern. So I feel this will definitely help you out to become a better speaker, as in to doesn't have any spirit breakers throughout your speech with having 1 or 2 small pauses. So this will definitely make you a better speaker. And apart from all of this, what you can challenge yourself is that I totally know this was your first speech, but then I suggest you not to take the help of your notes, because I mean, if I'm not wrong, I guess the use of the notes actually made you feel disturbed, I would say, because I noticed that you were very well, you had practiced well before in hand, but then due to just having some fear and then looking at the notes, it made you having some pauses between your speeches. So from coming to, when you give up the speeches in your future projects, I would definitely like to look you not to take the help of the notes. So on this aspect you can challenge yourself. So apart from all of this, I would say that it was very well structured. You had sprinkled humors here and there, and then you hold the audience attention throughout your speech. And the theme you had, the title you had given for your speech title, that was Learn to Embrace Randomness, was very well apt to your speech. And you had starting and ending quote, which was perfect, I would say. So just working on your fear by taking up lot of roles week after week will definitely make you a better speaker. So this is all from me. Looking forward to have more and more amazing speeches from you. All the best for your future projects. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujwal, for that comprehensive evaluation. You had structured your evaluation very well. You told her ahead of time that you were going to structure it in 3 parts. You said this is what you have done well, this is what you could do. You observed a couple of things about her, and then you gave her something to challenge herself with. You said that there was a great start to the speech. She had some sprinkled humor, good use of the title, apt title. You correctly observed that there could have been a little more introduction to immediate family, what they do, and siblings, if any, because this being an icebreaker, we do talk about family, interests, and profession. Interests and professions she did talk about. So correctly observed. And also you observed correctly that there is a little bit of nervousness, rightly so, given that this is the icebreaker. And I really liked the way you tried to set her mind at ease, and you said that this is very normal for this kind of icebreaker speech, and you also gave her a way to try to calm herself down. It is okay to come and stand here behind the lectern for a couple of seconds and calm yourself down. Maybe even gather your thoughts before you start your speech. That is a great suggestion. So, and you also told her to challenge herself with no notes, but this being the first speech, and you summed up what your observations were towards the end. So great evaluation, very useful to the Toastmaster who's doing the speech. So excellent job. I congratulate Toastmaster Mehjabin on her icebreaker. You really introduced us to what a driven young woman you are, and what drives you, and what experiences built you to this point, and you shared with us some of the experiences that have contributed to this personality of yours. So it was excellent to see, and finding a purpose, overcoming challenges. You shared your dream of speeches all over. So thank you for sharing that with us, and we wish you all the best. So excellent job by both the evaluator and speaker. Please give them a huge round of applause. The last but not the least speech was by Toastmaster Surya. I invite the evaluator Toastmaster Shivaprasad to provide his evaluation of Surya's speech titled Learning is not a destination, it is a continuous process.
Better late than never. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I remember watching this Telugu movie called Maharshi, and Mahesh Babu in that movie has one very famous line. Success is not a destination. Success is a journey. And today I was reminded of Mahesh Babu when I saw Toastmaster Surya speaking here at the lectern, giving his first ever speech. A person who is a continuous learner. You can see he's here with his notebook and his pen. He's here to learn. He told us everything, right? Starting from his age. A lot of people wouldn't tell you their age. That he's from South Bangalore, that he loves idlis, dosas. He owned who he is, right? And that is what you want to see, conviction in a speaker. Toastmaster Surya told us about his family, how he has completed his engineering, his MBA, his failures, embarrassments, and then later on how he went on to set up factories in his career. So I would say you have great content, sir, to deliver a great speech. All you need to do is now we need to build that speaker. How do we do that? And also I have to point out that you had very good eye contact with it. So even though it was your first speech, you were looking around the room, you were addressing everybody, so nobody really felt left out. Now how can you improve your speech? There was just one line about your family, right? That my wife works, my wife is from here, my daughter or whatever, and you could have maybe expanded a bit more about your family. And the second thing that I want to come to today is I would often stand like this, sir, while fielding in cricket. And my captain, he would call me out, Shiva, you stand like that, I don't even want to bowl a single delivery, right? So one thing I want to suggest, just one thing for today, untie that knot which is tied up here, right? As soon as it is untied, you might say, I'll hold on here and now I'll speak like this. Free up your hands, right? Free it up, try it again and again, and for that all you have to do is come here over and over and deliver more speeches. So to conclude, sir, you have great material. We just need to build a speaker now. Please come here more often, deliver more speeches. We would love to hear your speeches, and with practice, you'll become a great speaker. Over to the General Evaluator.
Don't call me sir, call me Surya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva, for that excellent and humorous evaluation. Only you could begin it like that and end it on a note like that. So you said better late than never. At that point, I was wondering, is it because he came in late, or is it because he started late joining Toastmasters? I wasn't quite sure. So, me being where I am, I'm not going to speak more about it. So, and you said success is not a destination but a journey. So all well noted. You noted his journey, you noted his many accomplishments, you also noted that he had excellent content in his speech, all the pluses. You were also the first evaluator to note that he made good eye contact. I was going to say that later in a general comment towards all the evaluators, to say that maybe it was, there could have been some feedback on eye contact, but you already got that. Hand gestures and all that. So anyway, so you got that. You rightly noted that this being the icebreaker, maybe there could have been a little more mention about family, because this is where we get to know you. So rightly noted. You said, don't stand like this. That is excellent feedback. That's a way forward. So he's given you not only what you did well, also noted that you have great content and given you a way forward. Just some feedback which is all the feedback that we expect to see in an icebreaker speech. So great evaluation there. As far as speaker goes, I have the same things that for feedback, as you said, even though I do not evaluate the speaker. Congratulations on completing your icebreaker, and we welcome you here. At Toastmasters, we feel that with your experience, you learn, but you have much to give the audience here. So we all hope to learn from you. And so many different things that you've done is a good, an epitome of today's theme. so many variety of achievements that you have in your life. So congratulations. Thank you for sharing the journey of your employment with us, the multitude of roles that you've taken on, entrepreneur, consultant, and congratulations on your many achievements. So excellent job by both the evaluator and speakers. Please give them a huge round of applause. Next, let's talk to the TAPG team to see how we did. So I call upon the timer, DTM K Prabhakara sir, to let us know how we did on time.
How we did on time, we did very well. So let's say, because we are still within 8:15, and most of the sessions were well within the time, and whether it's sergeant at arms, whatever was time allotted within that 2 minutes, president 7 minutes, with including the guest introduction, then minutes of the meeting, she ripped through the whole thing in a crash, something, but still managed within time. The speakers, 4 to 6 minute allotted time, but nobody really took 6 minutes. That is to be noted, because 6 minutes you are behind the lectern, you will learn a lot of things about your own mind, the way it works. And you always remember 100 words per minute is typical rate at which we will normally human beings deliver speech. Some of the best, like Pavani can read the way she reads, she can be going up to 130 words per minute, just to give an idea. So you can draft your speech accordingly and use the time fully to cover all the things that you wanted to say, because most of the speeches being the icebreaker speeches. Icebreaker is a very fundamental speech. From that you can derive a number of topics. So you should be using that. That's one remark I would like to make. And the evaluators took almost the same, just slightly less than the speech time. That's a general remark, because they pointed out many things, and that was right. The first ones, TTM Subramanyam took 3 minutes, then Ujwal took 3.5 minutes, and Shivaprasad was a compact one, 2.5 minutes. And the time today has been managed very well, I would say, by our table topic master. Because of her, she had very one-line comment between the two speeches, two table topic speeches, and that saved a lot of time. She was able to manage 11 topics and 11 speakers, obviously, and she did it very well. That's the one that saved time. And we were having 3 speakers, still we managing within time. If I leave this space a little early, otherwise we were not able to do it. And break time was 11 minutes, so we had to really give the gong once or twice. We had to push it. That's about it. And if you notice, the table topics are only 3 members crossed 2 minutes. All others were within 2 minutes, and 2 persons were within 1 minute. That is not good. I would say that you have to occupy the space here, and the time is allotted. You have to keep a blabbering at least to make yourself understood if possible. Otherwise, others will try to understand what you are trying to say. But in the process you are speaking, that's important. So try to occupy that time. I would say 2 minutes allotted is yours. Try to do that. So with that, I would like to hand over the control back to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Vijay Upendra sir, for that comprehensive overview of the time taken. Apparently, we did very well on time today, so let's pat ourselves on the back. I really like the way you introduced the value of time by connecting it with IPL and the ads. Nobody can understand it. You don't need a better demonstration than that. The 10-second ad is so much, 20-second ad is so much. If you want to do a minute, you better be very rich. So, excellent way of showing that. You introduced a little bit of innovativeness into the speech of the timer, which otherwise could be mundane. You rightly pointed out that the icebreaker speakers could have used the full 6 minutes to introduce themselves. It is noted, and the table topic speakers should try to speak for at least a minute, or try to stay here for 1 to 2 minutes. Other than that, thank you for that very accurate report. Let's hear it for the timer. Next, I would like to invite the counter Toastmaster Pavani.
I think she
very good evening everyone. Here goes my report. I discerned that there were a lot of hours today. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Pavani, few hours were there. President Toastmaster Gaurav, 1 hour. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanjana, 3 hours, 3 ums. Timer, DTM K Prabhakara, 4 hours and crutchword and several times. Our counter, Pavani, okay. Grammarian Toastmaster Sushruth, 2 hours. PP Evaluator DTM Udanka, 1 hour. Speaker 1 Toastmaster Sanjana S 2 hours, 1 and so and were the crutch words that you used. Evaluator for speaker 1 that is DTM Subramanyam, 5 hours, 2 ums and so and were few of the crutch words. Speaker 2 Toastmaster Mehjabin, 2 hours and was your crutch word. Evaluator 2 Toastmaster Ujwal was flawless. Speaker 3 Toastmaster Surya 5 hours. Like you know were your crutch words which you use many times. Evaluator 3 Toastmaster Shivaprasad, 4 hours. Table topic master Toastmaster Jyothi, 2 hours, 2 ums and 1 short pause. In the table topic session, Speaker 2 Toastmaster Sushruth, 2 hours. Speaker 3 Toastmaster Shiva, 2 hours. Toastmaster Vijay Upendra, Toastmaster Ravikumar, Toastmaster Ujwal were flawless. And Speaker 7 DTM Udanka, 1 hour. DTM U Bhat, 3 hours. Speaker 9 Toastmaster Gaurav, 2 hours and like was your crutch word that you used 2 times. Speaker 10 DTM K Prabhakara, 1 hour. General Evaluator Toastmaster Lakshmi, 5 hours, 2 ums, like you know and were your crutch words. Then even the guest speaker in the table topic session, Speaker 11 Sachin, guest, he was flawless. Yeah, this is my report. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pavani, for that very detailed and personalized report. You used the word of the day a few times, so congratulations on that. For each person that you spoke about, you provided detailed information on not only the crutch words that they used, the hours that they used, and what were the crutch words that they used. So this is very useful information for all the speakers and all of us to take back and learn from. So that's the, picture perfect execution of an hour counter. So thank you for that, awesome report. So huge hand for it. Next, I invite the PP Evaluator DTM Udanka.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I discerned that there were few unwanted disturbances in between the meeting. There were entry and exit made out of the room, but during an applause, there was no talk about sex, religion or politics. Whereas we had one notification phone, one member had the notification sound couple of times in the meeting. Next meeting onwards, let's avoid that and avoid unwanted disturbances in the meeting. With that, back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Udanka, for all those observations. Let's learn from that and let's try to avoid that in the future meetings. So moving on, I invite the grammarian of today, Toastmaster Sushruth, to tell us how we did.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. So as a grammarian today also I have one good news and one bad news. I'll start with the bad one first. The word of the day, discern. Mostly none of the speakers had the discern on the word of the day. Only myself and Pavani used the word of the day. And the good part is the good usage of word. And we have Toastmaster Lakshmi on the meeting today. I have a list of it. So some of the good usages were interjections, impatient, notion, dilemma, visualized, intrigued, interest, uninteresting, inevitable. As a Marvel fan, it's a good word I noticed. And discern, apt title, compact, and babbling, and one word Sanjana used, I don't know what it is, quivering or something. you addressed the Lakshmi ma'am with that. That was a good usage. And I have 3 bad usages. One, bond, that could be born. And dirty the place, that could be dirt the place. And another last usage is persons, that could be person. That is my report, and back to General.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sushruth, for those observations. I don't know what the word is, but it was a good usage. So you have a humorous way of handling anything that you do up here at the lectern. We really admire that for bringing a burst of laughter here. You correctly observed the usages of the day. I think maybe there were a couple more people that used discern. So, okay. But thank you for the report, and keep taking up new roles this way. So big round of applause for the Grammarian of today, Toastmasters Sushruth. Next, moving on to our very interesting table topics master of the day today. So every time Jyothi comes up here, Toastmaster Jyothi comes up here, she has something different to say. Today was no different. She had very interesting topics, I thought. And each person, other than I think a couple of people, everybody spoke for about 2 minutes on the topic. That shows the way you thought about the topics, the way you handed it out to different people. You also did the handling of the table topics session very efficiently, in that you did not steal the show. You were just had a line or two to say between the speeches, but you held up the speakers. The speakers took the limelight, which is the perfect execution of a table topic session. So excellent job on table topics. Everybody enjoyed it, and let's hear it for Toastmaster Jyothi. Now, last but not the least, the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day had a very nice way of, Toastmaster Sanjana had a very nice way of introducing the theme. She brought about South Indian versus North Indian food. She said, how would you like it if you had to eat the same kind of food? What is the difference between South Indian and North Indian food? And also, what would happen if we had only one day and test matches and no T20? What would life be like? It would be very dull and boring. So that's a very good way of introducing the theme, to say the value of variety, what it brings to life. And and the way you introduced public speaking, you also wove that into the theme by saying that there was a person who thought about variety and he wanted to introduce that as a public speaking and leadership skills, and hence brought about Toastmasters. So you did that great. I would have one suggestion for you. In the beginning, I saw you looking at the script a great deal. But I would think that you are a seasoned Toastmaster now. You know about the different sections of the Toastmaster meeting. I think that you are very capable of just not even looking at it, but handling that section here by yourself. So that would be a small suggestion, if I may. You recognized the founding members, which was really good when you talked about Mekon. One more suggestion that I would have is, I think when the MC introduces the speaker, they will also talk about the title of the speech. So maybe mention that. But all in all, excellent job, and you kept up the liveliness of the meeting by your voice, by the way you speak. You also have an excellent smile, and you use it. Good for you. It endears the audience to you when you talk. So all in all, a great MC. Keep looking forward to more and more MC roles that you take up. So let's hear it for Toastmasters Sanjana. I had a couple of general observations. As DTM K Prabhakara sir said, that we've all been keeping time really well. So kudos to all of us on that. The break was only 11 minutes. How about that? So one more thing that I observed last time, I'll again mention it this time, was that I thought that the president hands over the baton to the MC. So I know I'm nitpicking here, but I'm GE today, so I get to nitpick. Now every role taker introduced the session that they were handling really well. All in all, a great session, good learning, new Toastmasters to welcome. So I would suggest let's all keep coming to Toastmasters, keep seeking out new experiences, expand your horizons, find new sources of growth. Toastmasters here is definitely one such source. So keep coming here, embrace the variety of learning that Toastmasters offers you. You never know what kind of spice it will bring into your life. So with that, thank you, and back to you.
Thank you for such a detailed evaluation, Toastmaster Lakshmi. It certainly added an impact to this meeting. The secret of happiness is variety. But the secret of variety, like all the other spices, is knowing how to use them and when to use them. With this, I would like to give back the charge to the President, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Okay, I see that we are 17 of the members present in today's meeting and there is only 14 responses. So I will give you time to again submit your ballot. Before that, I like to call DTM K Prabhakara to install the new members.
I request Sanjana, Mehjabin and Surya Prakash to come. Membership in Toastmasters is a privilege, and the only way to gain benefits of our program is to actively participate. Do you, Sanjana, Mehjabin and Surya Prakash, promise to be active members of this club, to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for your duties?
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Do you promise to fulfill other points of Toastmasters promise?
Yes.
Yes.
You have received?
Yeah.
You have sent
yes,
it?
Yes.
You have read it? You have received, but have you read it?
I have read it.
That's important. Now I request the club members to please rise from their seats. Do you members of Mekon Communication Club promise to support Sanjana, Mehjabin and Surya Prakash as they work through Toastmasters program?
Yes.
Be seated. It's my pleasure to declare you installed as members of Mekon Communication Club. One more thing, please be in touch with your VP membership to get a link to the navigation document, how the Toastmasters meeting works. He will pass it on to you over the WhatsApp. And you will also have to choose the pathway, and perhaps a VPE will guide. A mentor will be allotted, she will again guide. And you must have received an email from Toastmaster International. If you have received, have you received?
I have.
Yeah, if you haven't, he will receive. And he will, VP membership will ask a brief bio about you. You have to give your hobbies, basically education, professional qualification with a photograph so that it can be uploaded to our website. Please be seated. Over to President.
Before I jump into the results, there's one update, announcement that I have to make. So this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, May 19, 2021, it's going to be the district conference which is happening in Kerala. So in district conference, basically the winners of the division contest will be representing the division and their clubs in semi-finals, the speech contest. So from our club, Toastmaster Balaji will be representing Mekon and Division C. As we are not able to be present in Kerala, at least let us ensure that we take some time to send him a message in WhatsApp saying all the best and wish him luck. And I can guarantee that you will be receiving an online link as well to attend the conference to see Balaji and other contestants as well. So with this, I'll jump off with the results for today. The best role taker for MTG. It's a tie between General Evaluator and the MC. And the best role taker for tab B goes to our counter Toastmaster. The best table topic speaker is again a tie between Toastmaster Shiva and DTM AKP. The best evaluator for today again goes to Toastmaster Shiva. And coming to the best speaker, we had a icebreaker marathon, and all the three speakers were at their best. But the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Sanjana. Thank you everyone. I'll see you in the next meeting. I close meeting number 1213.